This is so corny. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Brandy. Yeah, or what? Anyways, so of course we're back again with another video. As always, another one. I gotta keep posting. I gotta keep going. I gotta go. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Brandy. What's up? I gotta come up with my own intros. It's not gonna work. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Brandy. Once again, posting another video. Anyways, so as you guys can tell by the title, what we're talking about is my official announcement. I wanted Denzel to be here to help me announce this, but you know, Denzel works full time, so it's fine. We can do it by ourselves. Anyways, so as you tell by the title, the announcement is, yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant, guys. I'm pregnant. Yay! I'm pregnant. I do have a 1-year-old. I'm expecting another baby. It still hasn't hit me yet. It still hasn't hit me. I found out in January. Well, I knew that I was pregnant because I was hungry and I was nauseous. And I told Denzel, like, I think I'm pregnant, Denzel. Denzel was like, well, take a pregnancy test. I said, oh, I'll take a pregnancy test next week or in a few days when I get a chance to go to the store. Because I don't know. Y'all don't do what I do. Trust me. Don't judge me. But when I finally got around to do it, I took a pregnancy test, and of course, I was pregnant. Me and Denzel weren't shocked because we already had the idea in our head that you're pregnant. It was just like, when I came out of the bathroom, he was just like, what did it say? And I was just like, I'm pregnant. Like, it says I'm pregnant. So then, I'm going to be real with y'all. So, we already have a daughter. She'll be 2 in June. So, initially, we were like, another baby right now? We were like, So we initially had decided against it. I'm not one to believe in abortions. I'm not one to, you know, but at the time of the situation, I was just like, we kept arguing, so it was like, you know, and we were in that stage where, like, you're in a relationship and you're like, oh, we're gonna be together, So long story short, I went to the clinic to, like, verify the pregnancy. They showed me the ultrasound and I was like, I'm just gonna keep the baby. So, cancel that plan. So, then that's when I was just like, I'm excited. I'm just gonna understand that everything happens for a reason. God gives you blessings for a reason. And I feel like, you know, it was obviously ordained that God felt like I needed to be a mother to another child or be a mother to 2 children. So, I accepted it and I was just like, continue to go on with my day, and I just thought of it as a blessing. So, then after I did that, I went to my family practice where I took another pregnancy test and they verified that I was pregnant. So then from there, a couple weeks later, I wasn't initially like looking for an OBGYN. I was just kind of like taking my time because, like I said, it didn't hit me. Like, even with my first pregnancy, when I found out I was pregnant, it did never hit me. Like, it was just like, oh, you're pregnant, but it didn't hit me. Like, it just didn't hit me until like my stomach really started growing and I really started to feel like pregnant. Like, I'm pregnant and I'm like, whatever. Anyways, first pregnancy, I didn't really have any sickness or anything like that. It was smooth sailing with her. This pregnancy, I was nauseous in the beginning, but now I'm back to like smooth sailing. Like, I don't feel anything. I just get really hungry the same way I was with Nyla. Except with Nyla, I would find myself waking up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning starving. Whereas with this baby, it's like I'm starving, but it's like I will wake up if Denzel gets home at like 3 o'clock because he works 3 to 3 on the weekends. So he'll come home and I wake up and he'll start talking to me about his day and whatever he has to talk to me about. And I wake up, that's when I'll start to feel hungry. So I'll eat something, but I try to be very cautious of what I eat. Most of the time I'll eat like carrots and ranch and like tomatoes. Or like last night I had half of a bagel with cream cheese because I was just like, anyways. So, long story short, back to what I was saying. After I found my OBGYN, I went to the OBGYN, but I had to wait to get my files transferred over, you know, because, you know, anyways. So, then I went to my first visit. There, that's when they, what did they do the first visit? They pretty much just, like, did check my vitals, they check your urine and stuff like that. And you have to answer a bunch of questions like, you know, past, you have this religion, you know, anyways, you guys, if you guys have been pregnant, your moms, you know, you answer a bunch of questions. Now, they had to reschedule me for ultrasound. So at this point, I was not sure how many weeks I was. I didn't have no valid information. All I knew that is I was pregnant. And they would ask me, like, based on what was your last time of your cycle. Girl, I don't remember. I'm one of those people, I'm sorry, don't judge me. I don't keep up with my cycle. As long as I get a period every month, I'm cool. It's just terrible. Please do not judge me. But I don't keep up with it. Like, as long as I get a cycle, I know that I'm okay. Like, I'm good to go. So, anyways, so they asked me a bunch of questions. We went through that whole process. They scheduled me the next day to do, because my last pregnancy, I was gestational diabetic, which means that you don't have diabetes, but when you're pregnant, the way that your body processes the sugar and the sucrose, I think it's sucrose or glucose or whatever, in your body, the way that it processes it differently. So it makes your blood levels low based on what not your blood levels, your sugar levels can be heightened or lowered based on what you're eating. So you have to be cautious of what you eat. You pretty much have to eat like a diabetic while you're pregnant. And then last time I was pregnant, it was so to the point where I had to like prick my finger. They wanted me to document how much, like, what did I eat, and that way they could see what I ate and what may have caused my sugar to go above what the standard or the average of what it should have been. So like if I ate like 2 eggs and I ate a cinnamon roll for breakfast, I would have to document that, eat it, like once I eat, or check my sugar before I eat, after I eat, and every time before a snack, and then I had to eat 6 meals. It was just too much, and I was so emotional because I was pregnant, because it was stressing me out, because I was hungry, like starving. When you're pregnant, you're eating for 2 people, so it stressed me out. I was emotional, and I was all like, I was hungry, so it was an emotional process. Like, I hated it. So, but I got through it. And they say with gestational pregnancies, you have a tendency, like, your baby can come out big, your baby can have complications. And Nyla came out fine. She came out fine. She came out fine. There was nothing wrong with her. It was a smooth pregnancy. I even got to the point where I was 9 centimeters. When I was in the hospital, funny story. So, I was in the hospital, and I was about to deliver. But my due date was June 30th. That day I had a doctor's appointment to go basically to see the doctor, like my regular visit. She checked me and she was like, you're 2 centimeters dilated. And then she was like, I advise you to go to the hospital today. And you can take your time, but I feel like you need to go today because you may be having the baby today. So me and Denzel left the office. We like, today? Like, you know, so we went home. I took a shower at 8 because she was like, take your time. And so I told my mom, I called my mom. So everybody was pretty much prepared. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, Ronnie's going into labor, Ronnie's going into labor. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, just tell me to do. I don't know if I should do it. My mom's like, if that's what the doctor says, do it. So I called my cousin that's like really close to me. She's like, yeah, Ronnie, just go to the doctor. Like, if that's what they're telling you to do. Both of them pretty much said the same thing. And they're like, we'll be up there or whatever like that. So after I took a shower, ate, relaxed a little bit, we went to the hospital, pretty much checked in, they got me ready. My mom actually met me. She rode the train because she wanted to drive, because this was during like traffic time. So she rode the train. We picked her up from the train, which was right across from the hospital. It was like a train stop. So we picked her up. She went to the hospital with us. We filled out a bunch of paperwork and all this stuff. And they put me in a room, you know, pretty much got me ready. So as the night go on, they're like, okay, well, this is how many centimeters you're dilated. What we're going to do is kind of like induce me. They put something on my cervix. I forgot what it was called. But basically something to thin my cervix so that way I could dilate, and that way that I can go ahead and speed up the process. So within like 2 hours, I was going into labor, but they just gave me a medication because they thought initially that I was going to deliver the next day. So, but anyways, 2 hours into it, I'm sitting in the bed squealing, like pretty much like cramps, like terrible cramps. But I'm not crying, screaming, anything like that. It was just uncomfortable because it was like, it'll come, it'll go, it'll come, it'll come, it'll come and go. And they'll just get, like, the contractions got closer and closer together. But from like in the beginning, when you first start contracting, you don't feel anything. You can see on the chart, like, oh, I just had a contraction. Oh, I just had a contraction. Then when it started getting worse, that's when you start to feel them. So at this time, I'm just laying in the bed. Denzel's laying across the little, you know, in the hospital, you have like the little bench. So Denzel's there, and my mom is like in the little chair that like leans back. So she was chilling, we was watching TV, the lights were dim, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting there just squealing and kind of like whining, complaining. And Giselle's like asking like, are you okay? Are you okay? You okay? And my mom was like, call a nurse, call a nurse. I'm like, no mom, I'm fine, it's okay. So in my head, I'm thinking what I'm feeling is a duh, you're going into labor, like duh, it hurts. And I'm like, but it's gonna get worse. Everybody says that it's terrible pain. So I'm like, it's gonna get worse than this. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I was chilling like it was okay. But I was like expecting more pain than what I was experiencing. So I guess my mom kept saying, call a nurse. So Denzel was like, I'm gonna call a nurse because Ronnie got distracted about. So the nurse comes in there, he checks me, and he's like, oh, you're 9 centimeters. I'm like, 9 centimeters? Anyways, I didn't say all that. I was just like, whatever. I didn't say much. So Denzel was behind the nurse when he came and it was a she, didn't have any guy nurses. She came and checked me, and Denzel saw Nyla's head. So he like, she's right there, she's right there. So they put me into the whole labor process. They asked me, did I still want to do the epidural? Of course I'm going to still do the epidural. Like, it was painful, but it was just like not something that I feel like I could sit through to push a baby out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, anyway, so Denzel basically, like, he couldn't touch me because initially I thought that your spouse was able to like hold you so that way you can stay still, but he kind of was able to coach me, like, you know, he was there, but I can't remember if he held me or not. But anyways, so they put like 3 needles in your back. It's like a thing, anyways, it's like a thing they have set up, and it's like a what is it called? I don't know how to explain it, but they know, so it tells them where to put the holes in. So they put the needles in, and it like numbs you from waist down. So at this point, I don't feel anything. I can't feel anything from the waist down. I'm just chilling at this point because you got your IVs hooked up to you. You got your epidurals. Now you're just chilling. You're just chilling. So then everybody comes in. My mom's here at this point. Denzel's here. And my best friend's here at this point. And my cousin shows up a little bit after. So they're like telling me basically Denzel's holding my leg, my other best friend I think was holding my other leg, or either that or my mom. Either my best friend or my mom. I know my best friend recorded a little bit. But anyway, so I'm gonna get that footage from her. I'm gonna try to get that footage from her off her phone. But anyways, so they're like push, 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 push. So I'm pushing. I don't feel anything. So I feel like I'm putting all this energy into pushing, but I don't feel anything. Like, I don't feel nothing. So they're like, push harder, harder. I'm like, I am pushing. Like, I'm pushing. So eventually, Nyla comes out. Denzel cuts the cord. And it's just happiness from there. So I had a little bit of a tear. So on my cervix. So it was like a little bit. So they sewed that back up, or stitched it back up. And then that was pretty much it. They cleaned up Nyla. I got to hold her. They wanted to do skin to skin. You know, everything else that everybody says. So then they moved me from that room to another room. I was so tired. Nyla was delivered at like 3 a.m. So I was so tired. All I wanted to do was go to sleep. The doctors and the nurses wanted to keep coming in there and talking to me. I was falling asleep on these nurses, y'all. When I mean falling asleep, she talking to me, asking me questions. I am dozing off. Like, I'm tired. It was like, you know, when I don't know if it was because of the IV and all this stuff like that. I don't know what it was. But I feel like it had something to do with the medication or something they was putting in me, because I was supposed to slept till 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. But that day, I was tired. I was like, leave me alone. I want to go to sleep. They want to come here and ask questions. And then they kept coming in, wanting to check Nyla, do this, do this, do that. So my mom stayed. Denzel stayed, I think. Yeah, they all both stayed that night. I slept. Anyway, so I had to stay in the hospital for 3 days. So let me tell y'all what the worst part about my whole delivery was. The fact that I had to stay in the hospital for 3 days. If anybody knows me, my family knows I hate hospitals. I'm terrified to throw up. So if I'm terrified to throw up, I'm terrified of everything. I used to hate seeing people hooked up to IVs. I just hate the concept of hospitals. I don't like going through the hospital because I have too many memories of watching movies and people in the hospital having heart attacks, people screaming because they're in pain. It was just too much. You're in the IC level where there's people in the hospital in critical care, and they're just, you know, all you hear is the little meters, well, not the meters, but the little monitor screens beeping and stuff, you know, people die. I just don't, it's not my thing. So when I go in there, I'm literally like, ugh, I don't want to see nothing, I don't want to hear nothing. But anyway, so they had me, only difference is like when you're on the parent side, like the labor and delivery side, it's like more chill, because it's like, you know, I didn't hear anybody else screaming how they had their baby. It's just like, you know, whatever. anyways, so I was in the hospital for 3 days. I hated that. The food was disgusting. Denzel had to bring me food, and then Denzel was working at the time, so it was like he'll come see me when he got off work. Some days he'd spend the night, but the couch, because Denzel's 6'2", and the way the couch was set up, it was uncomfortable for him. So he spent the night like 2 times, or like he would come, you know, and then he would go back home, go to sleep and stuff like that. So I was there for 3 days. Denzel came and like brought me lunch. We actually went to go get lunch one day. And then I had a couple of family and friends come, really friends and family, because Denzel's mom and sister came. This mom came to see Anala and stuff like that. So after that was food selling. And the worst part about delivering a baby, because you tear, when you got to use the bathroom, it burns. That right there, I would say, is the worst part of my entire pregnancy. It wasn't the contractions. It wasn't nothing else. It was the part of the recovery part. The part that when you have to go to the bathroom, your vagina is burning. It's on fire. When I mean on fire, because it's the acid on the stitches. So imagine having a cut and like hot acid is just dripping down on it. That's how it's burning, and since it's terrible, but you have to use the bathroom. So that was the worst part. And then they gave me a squirt bottle to like put warm water in, so as I use the bathroom I can spray the warm water to like dilute the pee, because pee has acid in it, so that way it would be a lot better for me to use the bathroom. That process was cool, it worked, but it's like when you really had to use the bathroom, sweetie, it was none other. It was not, like, it's the worst pain. And then you have to sit in a salt bath or a sitz bath. I forgot what it was, but I used to sit in that so that it can heal, because you know salt water is good to like clear bacteria and stuff like that because of the stitches. Girl, that was the worst pain ever. That was pretty much the worst part of my pregnancy. Other than that, everything was pretty cool. I was very emotional. I cried when Nala had hiccups in the hospital. I was crying because they kept taking the baby from me. I was scared that she was in the other room with a bunch of other babies. I just thought there was what I thought about it was like there's so many babies in one room that I'm either scared they're gonna get my child mixed up, or she can catch something from another child, or it's just like I feel like they're all in these little clear little cute, like clear little things that they push the baby in. It's just like I feel like my child's being neglected. I don't want my baby in okay like little clear thing. She's not an animal, she's a child. So I didn't really like that too much, but I had nobody else there to like go when they took her, because Denzel was working, my best friend worked, my mom, she stayed but she went back home and she had to go to work. So it was just like I couldn't, so it was really emotional. But anyways, so that was pretty cool. That was my experience with my first pregnancy. Moving into this pregnancy. So finally, after they rescheduled me, well, they had to go ahead and do an emergency gestational glucose test. So if you guys know, when you're pregnant you have to take a sugar test. It's basically a bottle of a substance like glucose, and it's different. It comes in different flavors. It's pretty much pure sugar with the flavor. So you drink that and they check your blood either every 2 hours, hour, or 3 hours. In this case they did it for 1 hour. Last time they did it for 3 hours. So I had to sit there for 3 hours, and every hour they checked your blood levels to see what it was. So, and if it's over a certain amount or under a certain amount, whatever like that. So mine pretty much was over a certain amount. That's why they were able to diagnose me with gestational diabetes. So this time, last time I didn't feel good after I drank it. This time I was cool, was chilling, whatever. And I found out, she called me. Okay, so let me wind back. So anyways, so they scheduled me the next day to do an emergency one, because you're at higher risk when you're gestational. So they have to keep an eye on you. You have to go to a prenatal place that pretty much specializes in diabetes, stuff like that. So the next day I came, Denzel couldn't come because he had to go to work. So the next day I went in at 8:30, took my glucose test. No, 9 o'clock. Took my glucose test. That's out of there at about like 10:30. So you know they check your blood to make you use the bathroom. Same process. So you have to wait till they get the results back. But the same day they actually scheduled me an appointment to do my ultrasound. So 2:30 I was supposed to come in and do my ultrasound. Basically what happened is they had to send me across the street to another office to do my ultrasound because their ultrasound machine was messed up. So at this point, guys, I still don't have that much information about my pregnancy. I'm just kind of doing what I need to do. So I go to the place. They're able to fit me in their schedule to do the ultrasound. So I end up doing the ultrasound. I'm asking the lady, can you tell me the gender? Can you tell me more information? And she's like, well, we're not your primary doctor. We can't discuss as much. It's a liability issue. It's a liability issue, blah, 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 blah. So whatever. So she said, she didn't really say much. She printed me some pictures out and was like, you're good to go. So I called my office and I'm like, so, you know, do I need to come back across the street? Like, do I need to do anything? She's like, no, we'll get back with you when we get your information, or we'll get your, we actually get the ultrasound information from the neurologist or whatever, not the neurologist, whatever the person is. So I'm like, okay. So Denzel's asking like, okay, is everything okay? Did you find out? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, Denzel, they told me they couldn't give me no information. So Denzel's like, what? Like, this is stupid. Because he wants to know too. Denzel wants to know. So days go on, days go on. So I think this is like a Thursday. So I call him on Monday and I'm like, hey, you know, last week I came in and went to WellCare, and I said WellCare, thanks, across the street from your office, and I did my ultrasound. So I was just trying to double check and see if you guys have any of the information back from them, because I need to verify, you know, certain information, because I'm not fully aware of a lot of stuff. Prior to this call, the day before, no, it was 2 or 3 days before, she calls and she's like, oh yeah, well, Rondi, you know, we are able to see that you're gestational. And she was like, did the lady tell you your due date? And I was like, no, she said she couldn't tell anything. And she was like, that's weird. So she's like, I'll call you back when I get the information from them, okay? So then a few days pass, I call, blah, 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 I tell them, hey, you guys, did you get your information? So finally, the lady's like, we're gonna schedule a follow-up appointment for your ultrasound. So that's when I went into the office. I want to say it was Wednesday of this week. Today is Saturday. So Wednesday, I went in for my follow-up for my ultrasound. So sat there. That was a while. That was there for a long time. They had me waiting. But anyway, so when I finally got to the doctor, she basically went over like what they put in the system, that I'm gestational, who she referred me to for my prenatal visits. Going over some other information. Don't do this, don't lift 20 pounds, don't do this, and all this same information that I pretty much know. I can't even remember all of it to tell you guys, but pretty much the precautions of like what you can and cannot do while you're pregnant, stuff like that. And like asking me questions like, how am I feeling, and telling me. So that's when I found out how many weeks I was. So officially, as of Wednesday, I was 17 weeks and 3 days. And then she was like, in 3 days you'll be 18 weeks. So let me check my app, because you know I use my Bump app. I said, yeah, Bump app. I use this last pregnancy. It's cool because it kind of tells you like what's your baby size, how many ounces or how many pounds, and what to expect, and what part of the baby is growing. So I guess I can share that with you guys if it loads. So I'm officially, well, it's still saying 17 weeks because I guess I'm not fully at the 18-week mark, but my baby is the size of a pomegranate. The baby is doing 22 weeks in 1 day. So one more day I'll be 18 weeks as of Saturday. Today is the 20th of April. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that goes. So I'm 18 weeks. I'm still very, very, very early. So I'm pretty much not 18, well, you can say 18 weeks. I'm about 4 months. I'm pretty much 4 months pregnant. I'm going to set up, I'm going to show you guys in a second. Once I get done with everything, I'll kind of show you how my stomach is looking and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm going to film this clip. Y'all don't mind me in my little shorts. It's just, I wanted to put something on that was a little bit tight fitting, so that way you can kind of get more of a feel of what my stomach looks like. So, hey guys. So anyway, so this is my stomach right now. Ooh, honey. Me at 4 weeks. Y'all ignore my mirror. So let me move down here. The whole mirror look dirty. But anyways, so this is my stomach right now. This is me not sucking in. This is me sucking in. No, not sucking in, sucking in. So right now they say the baby is still pretty much, some of this is baby fat too from last pregnancy, but the baby, so my belly button is right here. They're saying that the baby is pretty much this whole portion, pretty much this whole region down here, y'all. So this is what I'm looking at 18 weeks, 4 months, or you could say 3.5 months technically. Y'all see this is baby fat? When I get done with these babies, honey, some people say, Ronnie, you're still skinny, but pretty much. So some people are saying, oh, you're carrying low, it's gonna be a boy. There's so many myths about stuff like that. But if I turn here, you can't really even tell that I'm pregnant. This looks like baby fat. Y'all, trust me, I do not have a camel toe. It's just the lining of these legs. These used to be leggings. I cut them into shorts. But anyway, so yeah, my boobs are just bigger. I got a little bit of a pudge. Your girl getting thicker with my baby fat. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, she cute though. She cute though. She cute. Alright, back to this video. So anyways, we're not going to talk about the gender because I wanted to do a gender reveal. Denzel was excited, but when he found out that knowing that I was going to go do the ultrasound was a potential possibility that I would be able to find out the baby's gender, he kind of was like, I don't want to do the gender reveal, blah, blah, blah. So that same day I went to the ultrasound, the lady gave me the paper with the gender. I ended up giving it to my cousin, my older cousin, the same one that I was telling you about earlier that's really close to me. Because I can't trust my mom. My mom's going to tell everybody. My sister, she's going to slip and tell everybody. And my cousin, she's, you know, she's in a separate household. And, you know, I just can trust her. So she has the paper with the actual gender. Now, I will say, me and Denzel are hoping for a boy because we have a little girl. Duh. We want the best of both worlds. So that's what we're hoping for. So you guys will have to just stay tuned. We are going to film our gender reveal. Anala's birthday is June 30th, so I'm planning to kind of do the gender reveal the same day as her birthday so that it's 2 events in one. Don't have to do it separately. Then my due date is September 22nd. So the baby shower, I'm thinking to do it, because I want to still do it in the summertime. I don't want to do it in the winter or the fall. I'm talking about winter. Baby will be born. But I don't want to do it in fall because, I don't know. I just feel like the summertime I can do so much more. I have cute ideas. So the baby shower will be sometime in July. It's not official, but July. The gender reveal, I'm leaning towards June 30th. But now I'm still deciding whether if I want to do something really small with immediate family for the gender reveal and still do Nala's birthday separate, because it's only April. That means we wouldn't be able to know the gender until another 2 months. And I don't know if I can wait that long. But we'll see. If I keep my mind off of it, then we're good to go. So there's that, guys. Say it again, your girl is pregnant. We're super excited. Pretty much that's pretty much it. Initially I was scared to tell people because, you guys, I'm 23. I'll be 24 in October. Right after the baby's born, I'll be turning 24. And you know, for some people's opinion is like, that's too young. That's too young. She's 23. She's 24 with 2 kids and stuff like that. But I had a Nala Nala will be 2. So I had a Nala in 2017, which when I was 22, and now I'm having another baby at 24. I'm kind of excited because they can go to school together. They'll have each other to play with. They'll be around the same age. But now it is a struggle because a lot of people's opinions are not, I don't know how to say it matters what people have to say, but it's just like, it's a little bit of a struggle. When you're not 26, 27, you don't have your career, you can graduate college and do it that way. Some people frown upon you or show they have their opinions. But Denzel is excited and his family, everybody's excited about it because, you know, it's a new addition. Me and Denzel kind of created our own little family, and we've been together for almost 4 years. We're 3.5 years, three and a half years. So it's just kind of like, you know, whatever. I don't have a ring on my finger yet. Yeah, I know, guys. We're waiting on that. Everybody's waiting on that. They're like, well, y'all need to get married. Y'all need to get married. Y'all need to get married. That's Giselle's decision, and it is what it is. I'm not ready to get married right now. I don't know why. I'm just not ready. But I'll be excited to be proposed to. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like whatever. But anyways, that's another topic for another day. But you know, and then my friends, all of them like graduated college and stuff like that. I went to college, didn't finish, but I do feel like my career path doesn't require it. I don't need a degree. I'm in the fashion industry. It's all about who you know. So, I mean, if I go back to school, to be for business management, which I've been considering actually lately, or interior design. But anyways, that's another story. So, and then my friends they're supportive, you know, for the most part. They live different lifestyles. They can't imagine themselves having kids right now. So, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like God has a different path for me. He ordained me to be to travel on a different path. And that's just how it happened. And, you know, I'm going to be the best mother. Giselle's going to be the best father to his child. He's a very good father. He does not want anybody else to raise his child. Me and him never had any issues in our relationship with fidelity. I think that is basically, I never had any issues with Giselle cheating or doing anything he didn't. That's him texting me right now. But I had any issues with him like doing anything outside of our relationship. But we do have a lot of issues. Me and Giselle's issues more so is like with us coming from two different backgrounds. Like we were raised in two different spectrums of the world. So it's like it clashes when it comes to like certain mindsets and certain beliefs and desires and stuff like that. But that's another story for another video. So that's pretty much it, guys. So if you're excited, I'm excited. You guys stick along for the journey. You guys will get to see everything unravel. We're gonna plan the gender reveal, the baby shower, and Nala's birthday. So that's what I've been talking about. If you guys, in most of my videos, I've been hinting, oh, I'll tell you guys later. Soon you guys will find out. I was gonna film the video when I got more information about it, and I finally got the information I needed. So I said, let me film this video. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below. And you guys definitely have to subscribe because you guys got to be there for the journey. So you guys have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully this camera did not shut off while I was recording because now I have to find my spot. But anyways, you guys have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your day.